There you go. Yeah, 269 is wrong. You're going to take the 269 and divide it by 10, which literally you just move the decimal place over. So it should be 0.269 for one tortilla. Okay, how much does 3 eggs cost? What am I going to do with that 169? Am I going to multiply by 3, divide by 3, add 3? What am I doing? Divide by. Well, how many eggs come in a carton? 18. So I would divide by 18. And then how many eggs am I going to get? How many eggs do I need? What does it say?
3.
So I just times it by 3. What do you guys get? Yep. So about 28 cents for 3 eggs. Do you think you can handle the rest? Okay. So you're going to do the bacon and you're going to do the cheese and fill it out, and then you're going to add them all up to get your total. I think this is a very easy question. I'm hoping it's easy for you. Well, let's start with something simple. What do we know? How much do we make? We make $7.25 per hour. Do we know how many hours we work a week? No. So we would do unknown hours per week. How many weeks of a year? 52 weeks. Sorry, this is hours per week. Okay? And then how much does that need to make? So there's a couple simple ways to do this. Honestly, if I were doing this, this is what I would do. I would do 26,000. How many weeks in a year?
52.
So I'd divide it by 52, and that's how much money I need to make every week. Does that make sense? I need to make $500 a week minimum. So I would do 26,000 divided by, that's dollars per year. I would divide it by 52 weeks per year. And that would give me $500 per week is how much I need to make. Now, if I need $500 a week, how many hours do I need to work at 725? What are we going to do with 725? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Okay. So we're making $500 a week is how much we need to make, right? So that is equal to $7.25 per hour times however many hours a week you work, right? How can I get that x by itself? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide with the 725? Multiply to get it over here?
Because you're already dividing.
Those are multiplying.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you divide them.
What's 500 divided by 725? I would need to work at least 68.9 hours a week. Anybody want that job? Anybody want to be working 70-hour work weeks? A lot of places I'd rather work. All right, guys. Next question. Santiago, would you read sentence 1 of 3? And then Gabriel, would you read the second sentence on 3?
If you want to keep work to only 40 hours per week, how much will you need to be paid per hour to make the 2,600 minimum? 26,000, you know, minimum. Show your work more and more.
That was, yeah, yep, you're totally right.
Yeah.
That was just, Gabe was supposed to read that. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get him next time. Okay, guys, what could we do? How could we set this up? Open field here. Okay, what's the same as the previous question? Okay, so what would also be the same? Yeah, we still need to make $500 a week. So if I need to make $500 per week, how many hours am I working a week? What's my max? And I'm working 40 hours per week. I want to know pay per hour. How could I figure that out? If I do, that would be hours per pay. So pay per hour means money on top, hours on the bottom. Anytime you see per, that means division. So what's on top? So you should have some work here that shows us $500 over 40 hours. Tell me what you get. So how much you need to make at least $12.50 an hour just to survive on your own. Now keep in mind you can do it on less if you have roommates or you're splitting costs or you're still living at home or you're sharing a car or you're doing some other things. But this is the projected minimum you'd need to be independent living on your own in Waco. I mean, it's really the edge of poverty still because one bad thing happens, you got no savings, you have nothing to fall back on. Flip the page. Let's go. Okay, Gabriel, would you read the first sentence? Then Mario, then Jordan, then Miguel, then Dustin, then Ron, then Sean, then Ethan, and just keep going in a circle. Pause at each question so we can talk about it. Go ahead, Gabriel.
A classmate comes to you to ask financial questions, hoping to get some help.
They can't figure out how they have no money left after working 60 hours weeks for $7.25 an hour.
Jordan.
Step 1, determine how they make per week. How much they make per week.
How much did they make a week, guys? What do we do?
7.25 times 7.
How much?
Or 7. Would you?
725 times.
60.
Yep. Show me your work. Write the answer. Go. Remember, this is just like what your test is going to look like, just going to change the numbers. I should have told you right here that there's 52 weeks in a year. Okay? You guys should have how much they make in a week. How much did you guys get?
435.
Good. That is the answer, but if you don't have work, once again, I will give you absolutely no points. Okay, how much do they make in a year? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide with the 52. If I make $4.25 a week and there's 52 weeks, how many times am I getting paid? 52 times. So go ahead and multiply it. Tell me what you guys get for their annual salary.
22,620.
Okay, Miguel, can you read number 3, please?
Divide the annual income by 12 to get the average monthly income.
Okay.
Multiplied by 4, it will be this much.
Yeah, sometimes people try to take the weekly and just multiply by 4, but that would mean you only have 48 weeks in a year and you have 52. So we're going to take this guy and divide by 12. All I'm looking for is that you are showing me you know to divide. What do you guys get for their monthly income?
1,885.
Okay. So now what we got to do, there's a range that they recommend you're in for everything. These highlighted ones, these ones, you actually want to have at least this much set aside for these things. Everything else you want as close to 0 as possible. But if you're not setting some stuff aside for this, that's a problem. So I'll give you a minute. Do we need to do an example? So I'm just going to take that monthly income. I'm going to times it by 0.25. So I'm estimating it's going to cost me between this and then 0.35 for rent. That's what I can afford. That's my range. I could go lower, but that's general rough estimate. Now utilities, let's talk utilities. Do I do 0.5? Am I really going to spend $942 on utilities? No, what did I mess up?
You forgot to put a 0 in front of
I did, 0.05. So somewhere between $94.25 and that's what I would expect to be paying for utilities, somewhere in that range, okay? Was this $425 in the budget? It's not in this range, but it still counts as under budget, so we're gonna say yes. Is the 95 reasonable for utilities? Yes, okay? Do you think you can handle that? I wanna do the medical savings one real fast. Notice it's 5 to 10%, which is the same as this. $94.25 to $188.5. You need to have savings, otherwise when things happen, you won't be prepared for it. They're only saving $10, and it's recommended they save at least $94 a month. So this is not in the budget. That's not good. Okay? I'm gonna give you guys a minute. You should just copy the ones that are, like the 5. Anywhere that's a 5, you already know to put that down. Anywhere that's a 10, you already got that 10. You should be able to knock that out pretty quick. What did you guys get for 15%? 282.75. What did you guys get for someone besides Jordan? What did you guys get for 25%? Actually, we already have 25%. What did you guys get for 2 and 7%? 2%, y'all. We need a 2%. 0.02 times 185, 1885. 1885 times 2. 0.02. You good? I'm waiting on you guys to answer a question.
Oh, what was it?
2% of 1885.
37.7.
Thank you. 7% of 1885.
$131.94.
You guys should be able to tell me yes or no for each one of these if they're in budget or not. And you guys should be able to add this up and see if they're in their budget or not. And then from here, you should be able to say 3 suggestions, 1, 2, 3, on what they need to do to get their budget in order. We got about 15 minutes. I will give you time, and you just work on it.